pumping, and we're just gonna get right into it, guys. We're gonna get right into it, but before we do, just make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell to be notified whenever we go live. If you ding that bell, you are going to be notified. Hopefully YouTube will notify you. Recently they've been doing kind of terrible at that, so just like do all of the things that will hack that algorithm to get you guys into the alpha crypto live stream. All right, let's go. Bitcoin is currently pumping, but also giving us some massive volatility right now, guys. So we'll go right into the charts here. Basically, what happened is we just bounced off of a fib level on the short-term time frame here on the 5-minute. We actually, from yesterday, we were charting this and we said, man, the market loves to fake us out and give us that fake volume to push us up and then bring us right back down to do a little double bottom. And what we did is we took advantage of that and actually went long because we said, you know what, if we actually don't break down off of this particular fib level here, which was the 618, and we can hold the 618 and not get rejected back down, we were looking for like another 104,000 or something like that, but we held it. So once we held it, we actually traded back up into the 786, held that range, then we pumped all the way to 108,000, and then we took another retracement. So the retracement actually hit right down into the previous 786 level. Very, very close. Very, very close. And so actually hit it right to the money on the 786, retracing right back. And so we pulled a fib from the high to the low here, and we saw that it got rejected again on the 786, and if we could hold and bounce off of the 0.5, which we just did, we'll just crush to the upside. And that is exactly what happened because we were getting a little scared. We're like, all right, are we going to close our trade? Because we almost closed it, but we said, look, if we bounce off the 0.5 here, it's off to the races, baby. So we trusted ourselves, and there you go. There's the trade. 157% up on this Bitcoin long that we caught at almost the exact bottom at $105,488, baby. And we're sitting at a mark price of $108,900. We're about to break all-time highs. Let's go. Woo! We're about to break all-time highs, baby. We might as well just put on the pump song right now. Let's go. Let's go. I'm so glad that we trust ourselves, trust the levels, look at the chart, and just think, wow, okay, we can actually do it. So, my friends, I'm super excited. We're about to pump into some major levels here, and like I said, once we break 109, which we're so close from it, it's escape velocity because the bulls are in control right now. I don't think the bears can actually keep in control. I think there's more pressure on the bears this time, and I think they liquidated the longs, I guess, enough because they really did. If you think about it, over the past 4 months, they really were just demolishing the bulls, but then we finally got back in control. And honestly, and it's with the help of Trump and his team and signaling that, hey, guys, it's still a good time to buy. Don't listen to the mainstream media. Don't listen to the tariff woes. We're actually doing a lot better than expected. The only thing that's stifling us and that needs to change is Jerome Powell. So if you think about it, everything has been signaling that, hey, you need to buy, and also we want to fire Jerome Powell. And the dollar, no one wants to buy the debt. No one wants to buy our debt. So then that means that gold and other appreciating assets that have been breaking all-time highs are basically, that's where the money's going. That's why the dollar strength is going down. That's why we see the Dixie going down. That's why we see the Dixie going down, the S&P and gold going up, and Bitcoin going up, which basically, if you look at Bitcoin, by the numbers, it has historically been the best performing asset right now. And gold is that also against the dollar. But look at the dollar. I mean, it's going down. It's going down. It's trending down just like we've been talking about. You look at the daily here. Look at the daily chart, and that thing's going back to 94. Now, we want to make a point that whenever we were in the dollar area under 98 or down here in these levels, we were breaking all-time highs. And so I think this is why this is so apparent to correlate the strength of the dollar in the Dixie with the movements of gold. And we're about, yes, guys, we're about to break all-time highs right now. Hold on. Let me get this freaking chart up. What am I doing? We're about to break all-time highs. Let's go. All right, we got to put the pump song on. Who wants the damn pump song? We got to put the pump song on. Where is it? Where's Jason Casper when you need him? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're about to break all-time highs. We're literally about to hit 110. We're about to crush through these levels, guys. Okay. Everyone, welcome to crypto. Welcome to cryptocurrency. This is the ride. It's ups, it's downs, it's spin arounds, it's neck breaks, it's chokes. This is why we're here. We're not here to be bored. We're here to have the most volatile time in human history. It's gonna pump, then it's gonna pump. It's gonna pump, then it's gonna pump. It's gonna pump, then it's gonna pump. We're breaking new all-time highs. Oh, let's go. Oh my God, guys. Look at this. This is insane. This is insane. We need to take profits on our trade right now. If we're smart, we're not going to get too excited. We're not going to get too excited because this is what the market likes to do. But we might as well take some profits on the trade, right? So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Now, if you're on PHEMEX, now shout out to PHEMEX because we're on an inverse perpetuals right now. Shout out to PHEMEX. So, link in the description. No KYC. No KYC with my link. If you want to trade inverse perpetuals with my link in the description, check it out. Exclusively, no KYC with my link. I think that's what's been holding people back. But yeah, now you can officially sign up. So check it out. It's only 2 exchanges I promote. OURBIT and PHEMEX. That's it. But we're freaking pumping. But yeah, we're going to, if you want to click on the order book here, so say you're in a trade and you're wanting to get, an exact order, you can click on it just like this. Man, we are just flying right now. What a sweet entry. We saw the double bottom happen. So I'll tell you why we got into the long. Let's pause that music. Okay. Here's why I got into the long. I saw this happen. I saw a clear pattern here. Had a double bottom and it bounced off of a fib level. And didn't break through the floor, which would have then probably brought us to like maybe 104 or 100, something like that. So this is why I got into the long. And I just tried to hold, I tried to hold through all of the swings because I had a feeling that we were going to kind of go escape velocity here and start to get really close to all-time highs. And if we can hold on the all-time highs, then we should be going to 111,000 very fast. Very, very, very fast. Smash up the like button if you were in the similar setup. If you were in a similar setup. I don't think YouTube is even letting people know that I'm going live. There's no way. There's no way. But I appreciate everyone who's here. Thank you for tuning in. It's crazy. Bitcoin's breaking all-time highs, and there's and no one's to be found. Bitcoin breaking all-time highs, and no one is to be found anywhere on YouTube. What the hell? Makes no sense. But hey, I guess it is what it is. We're here. We're screaming. We're trading. I don't know where the hell everyone else is. But let's go. Let's go. We're going to take some profits right now. We're going to take, you know what? Why not? Let's take 50%. You know what? We're just going to take 50% on a limit. Boom. And there you go. So it's just, it's not that hard. It's not that hard, guys. Sometimes you just got to do it. You don't stare at it. We're basically at all-time highs. We just broke all-time highs. We're kind of cooling off a little bit. It's not guaranteed that we just start blasting through the roof from here. We can, but we also could retrace right back down to 108,000, because I mean we just crushed. Look at these 5-minute candles. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quick 5-minute candles. So, I mean, we're pumping hard, but you also have to practice risk management and say, hey, there's money on the table. So if I used $150 or 100 and however much of Bitcoin to collateralize this trade, and I just 3x'd that, then I probably should take the initial out, right? So that's what we did. So we take the initial out, and we're just printing Bitcoin right now. That's the whole point of the inverse perpetual trade, whether it's in Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it may be, is that you're going to get more of the assets. So then whenever you cash out, you're cashing out, but then you're cashing out in an uptrend, hopefully. So there is risks, obviously, with these types of trades. But right now, like in terms of Bitcoin, which is the most highest appreciating asset right now, and you're going to get paid in Bitcoin when you take profits, and then your profits that you're taking are it's not a stable coin. It's an appreciating asset that you're getting paid in, and you're still keeping your cost basis too. So it's like it's a money hack. So that's how you have to think about it. But it doesn't mean it's like 100% guaranteed. We know this. Trading's not 100% guaranteed. You have to have a strategy. You have to have your risk management set in place. Mine, when I actually follow my rules, it works very well. You know, I have pretty good instincts and intuition in where to get into levels on the chart. And when I have followed it, that's my edge. I'm pretty good at it. But where I need to work on is sticking to the plan in the strategy. I mean, and that's usually mostly the problem with everyone who is either unsuccessful or losing money or feeling like, what's going on? It's just you're probably not as disciplined. You lack discipline in following your strategy. That's all it is. So it's just I've realized that with myself when I've lacked the discipline, which is my problem with, that's my whole issue with everything in my life, is I've just lacked like super like no negotiation discipline on certain things where it counts and it matters, you know. I've kind of done it, but to be honest with myself, my discipline has been shit. So I've noticed that in my trading, where I've been like, wow, okay, so maybe that's the issue. Just be more disciplined and know where you have to adjust and be very strict with yourself. And you will be a ninja. You'll be a freaking ninja. You will destroy this market. Then the market won't chop you up as much. Like you will be a ninja. You will be Goku spirit bombing the hell out of these market makers. That's what we're here to do. We're not going to be Krillin getting freaking pwned, exploding. No, we're spirit bombing the hell out of this market right now. We're not going down without a fight, my friends. If that gets you bullish, you should be like hitting the like button with a sledgehammer. Hit the like button with a freaking sledgehammer right now. Let's go. I want you to do just destroy your phone. You are not excited enough. There's not enough people in here and excited as I thought it would be with Bitcoin literally breaking its all-time high. Where are the normies at? Where are all the people at? Where the hell are they? What is going on? Am I losing my mind? What is happening? Okay, we got people okay, everyone's streaming. We got Andy Bitcoin Census stream. We got Crypto Lifer stream. We got the Moon Show stream. Discover Crypto. Crypto Face. Tom Crown. Crypto Jep. Shout out to Crypto Jep. Shout out to Crypto. Let's see how much money Crypto Face is making. Okay, 120K. 74K. It's going for the ETH trade. Yeah, I kept it real simple. I went for the Bitcoin trade. We get even, I mean, this is the thing, like we could even, I would like to even scale up. Scale this baby up. But we're happy that we were able to we're just gonna take the profit. But we only took 50%, so it's fine. I think we got a pretty damn good entry. Was like almost at the bottom. Very close. But yeah, this thing is just going. But it's interesting that, like, I want to look at this thing. We got to look at this thing on the 1 minute. Let's look at this thing on the 1 minute chart. It might be just on a race to 111,000 right now. And we kind of said it. We said it yesterday. We said it's going to happen at any moment. I made my wife so mad. I set an alarm for 10:30 because I was thinking, like, I really needed to look and see what the heck was going on with Bitcoin, if they were going to crash it in the middle of the night. And that was if it was going to be like a night that we could actually, like, or we're not going to get any sleep because they're going to try and do some funky stuff. But it looked like they were keeping it stable. So I was like, okay, I can keep the trade open. I can, but man, I almost got chucked out the window. Oh my gosh, look at this. I mean, at this point, who knows? I mean, this thing, it could just go right back down to 107. Like that was gonna be the test. Got to remember the all-time high. Let's go to the weekly, and if we go back here, this is what's interesting. The all-time high was a wick. Okay. It wasn't a candle. It was a wick. It wasn't like this candle, like basically it closed. Like this candle, the high was 109,300, which is where we're sitting at, around there. And the open was 101,000 on this candle. But the low was 99,000 and the close was 102. Like, I mean, come on. What kind of scammy bullshit BS is that? That's some crap. So if you think about it, I mean, what do we do with that? So, okay, cool. We ran up to it and we've just hit that same level. So this is the only, except right here, this was also a wick. Look at all, like this whole area of over 106,000 are all wicks. They're not even solid. Like these are the most scammiest BS I've ever seen in my life. Look at that. That is some bull. That is some crap. That's some crap. This is crap. All of this is crap. It's called manipulation. It's all a bunch of crap. Look at that. Look at this one. This one's even worse. Look at that. That is what is this? What the hell is that? So just be prepared, guys. Like we're gonna get there, but it's not gonna be without these exchanges just swinging us around. Like they're gonna try and snap your neck. So just watch out. But remember, there are metrics going around. This is one. Let's go to James Crypto. He was talking about the supply shock as well, but he had a nice chart. I liked the chart. Where was the post? He had a nice chart, nice post. There it is. Yeah, Ethereum's ratio of coins on exchanges at all-time highs, all-time lows. Bitcoin's ratio is at lowest since November 2018. So Ethereum and Bitcoin are leaving exchanges as the prices are going up. So that, I think, can signal that we could be going into a supply shock area. And if the buying pressure every time we hit lows, like for instance right here, even pumping up to the all-time high and then we hit right here. I mean, look, it could be getting scooped up. Look, scooped up here. All lows are being bought up. You can see when it scooped up here real fast. And this, look, it's like if there's buying pressure that heavy on Bitcoin right here at 107, people are like, let me buy it at 107,000. That means, the price, prospect of this thing that we keep talking about. It's on its road to 120,000. It's on its road to 120,000. It's just gonna. A God candle could be coming at any moment right now. God candle could be coming at any moment right now. But yeah, we're liking the positions. We're liking the potential here. Again, make sure you guys are checking out the links in the description. Both of these are my two main exchanges I like to promote, and I think they're the best working, best functional, and have the best products inside of them. OURBIT, super bullish, best exchange for memes. They have everything. They have a DEX. It works really great on the iPhone or Android, whatever you like to use. And I love how fast transactions get approved. Like the networks that you can use and all the on and off, ramping in terms of networks, like what you can do. Love it. Check them out. And then PHEMEX exclusively. Don't have to KYC with my link. So check them out and test out some of their stuff because they have a lot of amazing products as well. They also have a type of like DEX as well called PHEMEX. So it's like that's their kind of like you can trade memes on chain. And then they also have this thing called Pilot where you can trade like super high risk, meme tokens, but they let you do it at like a 2-3x. And then they have like specific ones that they put in their list, and it's usually the ones that are getting the most traction, kind of trading pretty high. So you can see Housecoin, Troll, Pain, Buttcoin, and some that we're familiar with. And if you're in the trench or you're looking at all the memes on Dex Screener or Dex Tools, whatever, you'll be pretty familiar with those. But what I'm very interested in right now, like I said, and kind of what maybe a little bit a theme of this stream is you can see that you can use these coins as collateral to open up an inverse perpetual. And for instance, that's a good example. I was feeling FOMO. I'm not going to lie. I was feeling FOMO. I didn't have any trades open, and this was yesterday. I can't remember exactly what time or when I'll have to look and see exactly when I put in the trade. Because I did the first time I got in, I actually got stopped out. And because the market wicked, and I think you can see it here. So I got in at 105.6, and then it stopped out because I just put a stop loss at break even, and then you can see here, sell at 105.616, and then I got back in. I saw it was like, okay, there's got to be an entry. I feel like there's got to be something, and then I got in at 105,400, which is actually a better entry. And then you can see now we took profits up at about the top, close to the top. So that's good. Good practice to do that. You hit the top of a candle and you're up in profit, and you practice, can I take the profit? Because then it helps you in moments where you could potentially feel a little greedy, whatever it may be, or you feel like you're a genius or whatever it is, any of those emotions. And then that's a real good test of your strategy and your conviction. Can you take the profits? Or are you just going to take a screenshot, send it on crypto Twitter, and then have to go back to the computer? And by the time you go back to the computer, you're like, what just happened? But yeah, I'm very tempted right now. But patience always will win. We have to be patient. I'm very curious to see what we could do with an inverse perpetual with Ethereum. I think we kind of, I don't know if I don't want to say we missed the entry, but these entries right here were the opportunities. You got to think like 23, anywhere in between here, and also at these support levels, like you can kind of see the through line of support. Any of those entries would have been really great to get for Ethereum. Now, where I think we're heading up to try and test, just like we just did with Bitcoin, ETH is kind of lagging a little bit though. So you could say maybe there still is an opportunity for ETH because we still have some momentum that we can clear through. We could, I think Stay Calm's right. We could be, because ETH is eyeing 2,800. Like it got so close, and I think the level that we have marked on ETH is around that same level. It's right up here, and you can see there's a lot of order block sellage up there at the same time. But also it's the 200-day moving average on Ethereum as well. So like if you go to the daily and you look at where it's headed, it's kind of just trying to eye the 200-day moving average. And if you think about it, oh my gosh, if it crosses there, then it's doing this. I don't know. I don't know what you would want to call this. I don't know what pattern this is. Maybe because it swooped and then it has this funky kind of downgrade here. It's testing these levels right here. You can see an area of range. What's the potential? Something like that. I don't know. So like the distance of this breakout here, or down. Not a breakout, but do the opposite. And I think we break 2,800, and then it could be off to the races to 32. Break 28, and then we go to 32, and then we catch a really, really nice ETH run, even at the prices that we're in right now. So, yeah, you're like, it's the get rich pattern. Yeah, we can call it whatever we want, but it looks good. And then so let's see, ETH BTC, it's looking pretty decent. It's still just fantastic that we at least bounced off this bottom here. ETH dominance is kind of going up a little bit, and we can check Bitcoin dominance to see what's happening. It's just, it bottomed out here. Looks like it's going back up to hit 65%. I don't know. Do you think Bitcoin dominance just like goes like an astronomical level still, like to like 68%? Or do you think it goes... You think it goes like this and tries to like test up like super high? Or does it reject right here and finally go down so we can get altcoin season? I don't know. Because there are some factors. There's some factors that give us the altcoin season. You know, we're in Bitcoin season right now. We're still in Bitcoin season. We're not you know, really technically in an altcoin season until we have those key factors all line up. But that could give us an opportunity to get into an entry still, or just think to yourself, if your altcoin is still below the 200-day moving average, then you're in accumulation. And then if it can cross the 200-day moving average and start to run, then you're in potentials of where you can take profits, or you can start to think about taking profits, because then your coin's doing well. Maybe whatever DCA, whatever price you've been getting under the 200-day on the weekly, that's a great, yeah. For instance, like AVAX or Chainlink or, let's go to Chainlink. And then we go to the 200-day moving average, and you just think like, okay, during these periods of the past, year and a half, when Chainlink was trading under its 200-day moving average, was usually a good time to buy, because it was like under $13, if under $15. I mean, it got as low as $8 last year. And then the moment that it got over the 200-day moving average, it starts to run. You can see then you're at $31 at the peak of the Trump pump. And now we're still under the 200-day moving average sitting at $16. So if you just go by every coin thinking that like, okay, I'm under the 200-day moving average, then that's accumulation. So that's an super easy, and then it helps you zoom out. It helps you zoom out a little bit, and you could think, dang, okay, so above the 200-day moving average, it's like game on. And if you start trading below it and it's kind of starting to dip, and it's really dipping, kind of, you could think on the Me token, it really crushed up right when it crossed over the 200-day right here in 2023, it was like game on. Then when it crossed below, when people started to, take some profits, you can see it here. And then, yeah, so a lot of opportunities, and it's a good test of your altcoin to see if it can even get close to the 200-day. So was it able to cross the 200-day? Or is it still under it? Is it still just battling the 200-day? Solana. Yeah, let's look at Solana. Like, how's Solana doing? We've been trying to get into a Solana trade, and it's been tough. Like, we've gotten stopped out, we've been liquidated, and we really want to get a good entry on Solana. But who keeps apparently selling Solana every time Solana starts to look like it's about to break out again? Guess who sells a ton of it? Binance. They spot sell it, and they send a crap ton off exchange and sell it. And then they end up ranging the price right into these areas where you see it looks like it's about to break out, and then it just gets swamped. I think Solana is being heavily manipulated by Binance and possibly even Coinbase as well. And if you think about it, Solana's token, Solana's chain is in competition with Binance and BNB. So if they're able to do shady stuff like that, they're probably going to do it. So I think that's what's happening. So that's why it's been really tough to try and find a Solana entry where you don't get wrecked by this rinse and repeat that's happening with Binance. So I'm looking at Solana on, actually, that's pretty fascinating, because if you look at this, if you look at this pattern, it's like exactly the Wyckoff pattern on Solana on the daily. You can see it. So here's where they tested it right here. They're doing the W. That's the spring. And now when you look at the top resistance lines, look at the top resistance lines, and that's kind of where we're at. And that breakout point for Solana could happen in any moment here, but it's just really tricky. So I think the target that I'm looking for right now from 171, if we can really break, then 216. That's the level. 216. So from 171 to 216, getting like a solid entry, that's 26% move to the upside. So if we can get a level solidified here, that we might be able to do something. We might be able to do something. It did bounce off of this 382 here. And look, that's so perfect. It's eyeing the 618. It's eyeing that 618. You can see clearly trading in between in this range, this little pocket. And look, it's going to go test there. Go like that. And then that's how we can eye those higher levels. So the entry's there. It's somewhere in there, but we have to just we kind of have to be patient. So it's kind of dependent on Bitcoin too right now. It is very heavily reliant on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing some interesting stuff. You can see it. It's just it's really moving. But if we want to all be honest with ourselves, we have no clue what the heck's going to happen. We're making great guesses, though. We really are making great guesses, but we don't know what the heck's going to happen. No one knows. We could wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden Bitcoin spikes to like 200,000 because some Qatar family was like, you know what, I'm tired of this. Send it, and then just I'm tired of not being the prince who doesn't have Bitcoin. I'm buying it all. I'm buying all of it. All the OTC desks will be empty. Where's Hunter Biden? I'm tempted just to, I know I have such a sweet entry, but I'm tempted to just to close the whole trade. Tempted. I'm also tempted to short here as well. That's another thing. Is like that would have been a nice little tiny short, nothing crazy. 1%, about a 1% short, so 1% down. Do we think it's going to we think it could get back to that low? Looks like it was like gonna hit the 618 here, bounce. We're gonna have to see if it can test up now. So now we have to see if it can break the 786. It can break that 786. And interesting, that 618, 111,000. This is the level. Really looking at this level here. That's a sweet one. Makes sense. Well, how are you guys feeling? You feeling good? I'm just surprised. I'm surprised. I don't know. I'm always surprised. It's like Bitcoin is just at the craziest levels we've ever seen. It's breaking records, and there's just not much. There's just not much excitement. There's not much excitement. At least over on my live stream. Jeez, let me go look over on other people's live streams. Are people freaking out? Are they just partying over at the? Am I at the wrong party? Welcome South Africa's president. Oh, okay. Trump's welcoming the South African president right now. All right, people aren't freaking out over here. I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know what's going on. People are just not as excited as you would think they would be during these crazy times right now. It's wild. And so, by the way, if you're watching on X, you guys are super quiet. You're always very quiet. You can, so she say so racist. Oh. But guys, if you're watching on X, I can see your chat. I can see what you say. Please feel free. You guys can totally, you can say whatever you'd like. Now, I don't know if you can say, yeah, you can say whatever you'd like, but keep it appropriate, But make sure you let yourselves be known. We'd love to give you a shout out. Yo. X people, X-men, X-men, X-women. All right, so let's go through the news. We wanted to get right into the price action. So we've been following Fred Krueger. We really like his take because he's super bullish. He's like, look, this is kind of gonna be the playbook here. Said the final run. He said Bitcoin to 600,000. He said time frame 90 days from Monday, July 21st. I like this. Baggy says, I think people just don't care no more. No more. People just don't care no more. No, I know. I feel like that. When I've talked to people, they don't even know what the price of Bitcoin is. I'm so in tune with the Bitcoin price that it's just like part of what I check on a on a daily basis. And if you've been in crypto long enough, it's still that's just it's crazy. Like I know what the price. You could ask me what the price of all the top 10 coins, and I could tell you right off the bat. It's just kind of because we look at it all the time. We're very in tune with these prices right now. And gold, we've been very in tune with the price of gold. Just all the stuff that's important that we should be paying attention to if we want to not be in the hamster wheel. If you want to be in the hamster wheel, don't pay attention to Bitcoin. Don't pay attention to stocks. Don't pay attention to what the money supply is doing. Don't pay attention to what the government's doing. Just watch mainstream media, and you'll be on that hamster wheel forever. Just watch NBC and CNN, and primarily just all that stuff. Just tune into that, and then be on Facebook, and don't go on X. And you'll surely be on a hamster wheel. Unless you have a super awesome niche business and you just are just lucky as a clam because you've been able to break into this crazy market where you sell designer socks. I don't freaking know. That's fine. Cool. You can do that. If you can figure something out, there's money out there everywhere. You want to do designer socks and that's working for you, great. But for most people, they're on the hamster wheel, and the only thing that's going to get them out is if they start learning how to invest and not get into debt and start understanding crypto. That's the only way. It's the only way. Starting BTC, $150,000. Ending BTC, $600,000. That's what I like to see. Final gold price, $10,000, meaning gold keeps breaking out of that cup and handle pattern that we had been talking about. The Dixie collapses from 96 to 98. Ooh, man, that is like right on the money of what we've been talking about as well. I like this guy. I like this guy. Let's pull that Dixie up real quick and show you. We keep going past it. Where the hell is it? I mean, come on. What's happening here? The breakdown, that's what's happening. No one wants that stinky dollar. And look at where all the traditional finance is starting to morph into. They are all going on chain. Why do you think the stable coins are so important? Why do you think that when you go to chains and you click on stables, that billions of dollars now are coming into chains like Solana, Tron, freaking Binance Smart Chain, Arbitrum, Sui, Avalanche? Look, these are all chains that are being picked to have stables on. Look, Aptos up over $1 billion now. Avalanche $1 billion. Sui $1 billion. Arbitrum $2.5 billion. Base $4.1 billion with a lot of it being USDC. And then you see Binance Smart Chain. They're minting on Binance Smart Chain. Tron has always been kind of a de facto stable chain to mint stable coins on. USDT, high volume of USDT on Tron. Solana now, over the past year, has increased by 13% or more on adding stables to the chain. Ethereum, $122 billion. The stablecoin market alone is going to be a 30, 50 plus trillion dollar market. It's going to make these chains pump like crazy, because then when this total value locked starts increasing on the chain because of the stables and then the DeFi aspect, oh my gosh, this is how Solana can get to $1,000. That is how it happens. That's how Solana gets to $1,000, and we actually get things like this starting to happen. Now, this is what this guy thinks. He thinks that the $200 billion treasury auction is barely covered. Said treasury buyers are missing in action. The Fed hints extraordinary measures that no one wants to buy the treasury bonds. No one wants the debt, and they are going to end up in gold and Bitcoin. And so there's going to be... and this might actually happen. This is just his predictions, but BRICS announced independent global payment rail to settle in gold and BTC. Powell says dollar system is robust. Nobody believes him. BTC starts still climbing, goes up past 180K, gold 4,700. Then phase 2, the crack up boom. Major U.S. pension fund announces inability to pay redemptions. Fed announces yield curve control caps at 10-year at 6.5%. And the dollar begins a free fall and Bitcoin starts pumping. This lines up with our thesis of the dollar going down, with the Fed starting to actually buckle, and all it takes is for BTC starting to break out like this for them to go, oh crap. Then Fred thinks Germany announces a 10% gold reserve. This is in August. Backing for the euro. Venezuela, Turkey, and Nigeria move their currencies reserves to BTC. Tether issues new BTC-backed stablecoin. They already have a gold-backed stablecoin, but then they're going to issue a BTC-backed stablecoin. BTC goes to 265,000. Remember, Tether is heavily involved with Cantor Fitzgerald and also Jack Mallers with his company Strike, but then also with 21, the company 21, where they're actually raising money and capital to be able to buy more Bitcoin. So you got to think about the circle of connection here, what is coming down the pipe. The changing over from the old payment rails of the financial systems and going on chain. And we need to be here and stay before all of that freaking money comes in, because then we will reap the benefits and the rewards from lasting through the shakeouts and the volatility. Because this, I think, really is one of the best predictions and what I think is coming down the pipe here. So Fed launches the Digital Stability Unit to explore Fed coin. Treasury yields blow past 8.5-year CC locks them. U.S. real estate prices crash 35% in 3 weeks, and Bitcoin goes to $390,000. Gold at $8,900, and the Dixie is at $74. And so then we have this other phase called the flight. So Apple, Tesla, and Google announced BTC accounting conversions, which means that basically things will be start to yield and be priced in Bitcoin. This is starting the revolution of actually pricing things in sats, in Satoshis, and in knowing how to convert and look at your value of stuff in BTC instead of USD. This is going to be so groundbreaking. The economic, or the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, announces new global reserve basket, which is 50% BTC. So then they buckle. Then they have 30% gold, 10% yuan, and 10% others. And Bank of England offers Bitcoin-backed gilt bonds. This is crazy. So this would be wild. Yeah, and silver. No mention of silver, but the reason I talked to someone locally in town that owns a jewelry store and sells silver. He said he does a lot of spot silver. People just bring in silver, and it's very convertible. But he said the reason why silver is heavily manipulated in price as opposed to what gold isn't really used for very much like a functional use, like in terms of what they need silver for. They need like silver is used for a lot of stuff to make chips, and just across the board, just silver is used for more things. And so what it would do is it would bring the price up of those goods, and that markup can't be sustained. So silver will always take. This is what this guy is saying, that silver will be manipulated more in terms of price on the open market when it comes to it hitting certain levels, and that's why it's a little bit more volatile, and why silver doesn't kind of continue kind of like gold does. It lags a little bit. It does have a run, but then it's suppressed because of the nature of what silver is used for. And I was like, damn, okay, that makes sense. But silver, I think, could peak to $60 an ounce, which is still, from where it's at right now, a pretty, if you're going to go into some type of other store value against the dollar, and you make an 80%, 90% return on the year, that's pretty good. I mean, you're beating the stock market, you're beating the dollar inflation, and you're in something that's relatively stable. So, what's going on? Shout out to Steve Randall Jr. saying, what's up, Dano? Living large here in Austin, Texas. Let's go, Austin, baby. So strategic Bitcoin reserve bill, SB 21, passes in the second reading. Oh, man. Okay, so you guys are getting super, super close to getting a full strategic Bitcoin reserve. I know Texas, Wyoming, Florida. What are the other states? I think Nebraska. Was it Nebraska as well? It's like 6 states that are very, very close to getting to full Bitcoin, like passed legislation. Yeah, good to see you in here, man. Good to see you. Glad you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. Shout out to everyone who's in here. Shout out to Tony Trump. Shout out to Baggy. Shout out to Headband High. Stay calm. Everyone stay calm. Mr. Casely. Shout out to all the people that are watching on X. Shout out to Shibman. Crash it from here, baby. Back to 100K. Yeah, what is it doing right now? It's being really volatile. That I'll tell you what. It's really volatile right now. But I think we're more likely headed to 111,000 and breaking up to that than going back down to 100K. I mean, the momentum here is just apparent. I mean, it is looking still really good, even though I know we've cranked up, like we really started to crank it up. If you're looking, excuse me, if you're looking on the hourly, And it would make sense, you know, that the liquidation levels for any of the longs right now. So for my long, my liquidation level is at 103,000. So my liquidation level for my particular long is at 103,000. And but I feel like the market or the market makers excuse me. Gosh, guys, I got this crud that has taken so long. I know. I know. It was a little irresponsible, but I was very confident. I was very confident in my entry. I was very confident in the entry, so I said it did. The leverage doesn't matter, and I was using small margin. You know, I was like I've explained earlier in the live stream. If you want to do any type of inverse perpetual, shout out to PHEMEX. Check out the link in the description. Now, if you use my link, no KYC. So, but I saw the entry. I felt very confident about it. I did get stopped out initially when I tried the first time, and then I saw the way that the market was reacting. I was like, okay, it seems pretty like the bulls want to bounce it from here. Because we were, I think in my thought process, I was like, look, we're so close to testing the all-time high. They'll at least give us the all-time high from here. It's just 2.5, 3% away. So we were thinking to ourselves, it seems like we have enough like sentiment in the market and buying pressure. And then we haven't even checked like the fear and greed index. The fear and greed, where are we at? 69. So like, makes sense. I mean, yeah. So we're like pushing up, like we're starting to trend back up. We're getting to extreme greed, you know. Matches with the previous runs of us breaking those all-time highs. It's like so I think they're gonna push it up a little bit more. So I got into that entry, felt really good about it. But so just for instance, like that's 50x. So think. It's not just me. There's a lot of traders right now that if they felt sidelined, what do you think they're going to do? They're not going to pick a 2x. They're not going to do a 3x. They're not even going to do a 10x. Guess what? They're going to do the irresponsible 25 to 50x. That's what they're going to do. That's what most people are going to do. And that's why these levels are very important to watch on a 50x leverage trade or across the market. If you go to the liquidation heat map here, or not the heat map, but just the liquidation map on CoinGlass, and I'll copy this and I'll put it in the chat so you guys can check it out too. You can look at it at the same time as me. And also, just so you know, if you've never looked at this stuff, you can go to coinglass.com and then you can see it here. You see the liquidation. There's multiple different ways you can look at the liquidations on Ethereum and Bitcoin. And a lot of the times what it is just you see like a lot of like color and yellow and red or whatever, just a lot of volume or a lot of area where it looks like there's action. That's where the market is going to most likely liquidate some of these trades. It's like very high probability that if you're a little closer to what that area where there's a high volume chance, then it's going to hit there and then liquidate those. And then it's going to pop up to also liquidate on the opposite side. So you can see here right now, cumulative long liquidation leverage areas. You can see that at 105 and one will look all, pretty much right in these areas right here is where you can see the 50x trades, and you can see a lot of it is around that area where my liquidation point is, and that's at like 103,000. So that lines up pretty well with this metric across exchange. This is like for Binance, but you can look at it for all different exchanges here. then you can see where there's like 100x leverage. I mean, look, see, even I think people are getting super degen right now. I mean, people are putting 100x leverage trades on Bitcoin at these prices right now. So people are going in. They're going in. They don't want to miss. Right now, it's like it's a situation where people don't want to miss this run. Like, they know institutions are coming in. Like, the people that are feeling the FOMO and they have this instinct or this intuition, like, you can trust it. You're not crazy for thinking that you should have an urgency in your body. Like, you shouldn't ignore that. Like, sometimes the FOMO in this arena is a good thing. Sometimes it's bad if it makes you kind of do stuff, irrationally. But if you can control it, and almost like if you have ADHD or you're super hyperactive, but if you're able to trim the fat on where you could be a nutcase or be highly, highly successful, this is the same how you have to operate in these markets right now, because you're not freaking crazy for feeling the urgency to want to get your ass in this market. Billions of dollars are coming into this market right now, and you go and ask the average person and they don't know what the price of Bitcoin is. That's your signal to double down. Like, you just found the freaking golden goose egg. Like, you found the goose that's laying the golden eggs. That's how we have to be right now. And don't let anyone else convince you otherwise. Like, you feel it in your freaking bones. You know it. It's like instinctual. You can feel it. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. Like, that is why you're freaking here, guys. Because you feel it. You know something. You know it. And your job is to not get convinced by this, by all. You want the bankers here before your ass? Hell no. No. You want the banks who've been taking money from you for years since you opened up a bank account, charging you $35 fees for overdrafting 5 cents in your account, and you want them here before you? Absolutely not. It's a high time to start putting whole damn paychecks into Bitcoin. I'm not crazy. You guys should be on the rooftops. That's why, that's kind of why I have a live stream. Because if I don't have a live stream to run my mouth right here, I'm gonna annoy the shit out of everyone around me. Because I'm gonna be like, well, just wait, just wait till it comes down the pipe. You're not gonna think I'm freaking crazy. It makes so much sense, guys. It makes so much sense. What is happening here? Just you could look at 3 charts. You could look at the gold chart, Dixie, and Bitcoin. That's it. And then you could be like, damn, all right. Okay, here's what's happening. The great decoupling from the old financial payment rails into the new financial payment rails, which is called blockchain. It's not a new idea. It just had to go through all the same growing pains that the internet did. It's the same. All major breakthroughs in our society had to go through growing pains and a little bit of FUD before it hit escape velocity. That's what's going to happen with crypto. And JV is asking, thoughts on the ETH strategic reserve? Are the top holders bullish for the entire crypto space? I think so, because if you think about the top holders of ETH, they really don't sell much ETH. I mean, most of the top holders, they have it staked and they have it. And Richard Hart actually is one of the top holders of ETH, according to the SAC funds and also his own personal holdings. And he's like one of the top 10 holders of Bitcoin as well, which is like wild. So Richard Hart probably, like, if he would have actually like do a full audit with how much like he's actually worth, it's probably like insane. He's probably one of the richest dudes on the planet, if according to what is speculated that he has, is like insane. Because he was mining Bitcoin back in the days before it was like under $5. So it's wild. But yeah, the ETH, what I think about ETH, I think, is due for breaking its all-time high. I mean, it's been lagged, it's been drugged down, and if we do look at this chart though, the target's pretty clear. We do have a massive like sell order, that we could be hitting obviously at the top of this. But if we could have BlackRock and all of the big boys come in and say, you know what? Like, we're going to buy the crap out of this thing. We're going to send it through the roof with the ETFs. We're going to have staking yield ETFs. Think about it. If they're doing staking yield ETFs and they put in the same amount of volume that they were putting into the Bitcoin ETF, then it will send ETH to astronomical levels. And I think ETH is just in its early days, kind of like how Bitcoin was. I think if you look at where we've had these peaks off of the bottoming of the RSI, that's when we've hit the major runs. Look, we're at the bottom. We hit the bottom of the RSI. So we're due for another run up to the upside. And if that's the case, according to the RSI on the weekly, and the MACD looks super bullish, same deal. You can see here where it bottomed out and crossed on the MACD on the weekly and gave us a run to the upside. And so I like to actuate from those kind of levels and think, yeah, we could easily run to 10K. Why not? And then you got to remember, when you're holding the coins and the meme coins and the strong whatever coins on whatever that chain is when it pumps, if it's Ethereum or Solana or Sui, you better hope you're holding some of those coins like Pepe or Ticker Bitcoin or SHIB or Floki or whatever, because we've seen all of those coins that I just mentioned, when ETH moves even 10, 15, 20%, those coins go up like 45, 50, 60%. So imagine when ETH is at its all-time high. You better be holding some strong coins connected to these chains. That's all I got to say. Because that's how you're going to make massive gains. That's how you're going to make massive gains. You're going to hold the native token, but then you're going to also hold the strongest coins that are on said chain. So you can just go Sol. You say, all right, you say I'm bullish Sol. I think Sol's going to go to $1,000. Yo, what's going on? Oh, we got someone from the Otter gang, from the Otter family. Let's go. Shout out to Alexo Crypto. He gave us a shout out on his live stream earlier this morning. We always like to put on Alexo Crypto while we're driving back from dropping our daughter off from to school, and we'll just kind of we'll say what's up in the chat, and we'll see what's going on. We'll see what the pulse is on the market. You know what kind of trades they're getting into. So shout out to Alex and the Otter gang. Good community over there. All right, so Solana, you click on Solana, but then you can just go 24-hour volume. So what is trading the highest volume right now on Solana? Well, it's Trump. It's Chainlink. You got Bonk. Look, Moody, Fartcoin. I mean, look at all these things. A lot of these are, most of these are memes. Most of these are memes that are trading high volume. So if you can figure out which ones you think are going to, because I mean, it can switch up. I'm not going to tell you which one to pick, but you have to make that decision. Like me personally, if I'm gonna hold a coin or a token that's connected maybe to a really good IP or an NFT project or a big brand, Pudgy Penguins is a no-brainer. I mean, it's literally a no-brainer. If you're not holding Pingu or even trying to even have any little bit of exposure into Pingu, then you don't know branding. You don't know literally investing in like Coca-Cola or something before it flies. And to just look at what I just study branding. They are destroying everyone. They're literally running circles around everyone when it comes to getting deals and putting Pudgy Penguins in like household mind space. No project does it better. 100%. So then that's just on Solana, okay? Then you can say the Trump meme coin. The president of the United States launched a coin on Solana. So you could be bullish. The BNB ecosystem, do the same thing. Click on BNB, go trade 24-hour trading volume, and sure enough, Chainlink's on there. But you can go to the Polygon ecosystem as well. Chainlink's going to be on the top. So is that signaling, wow, okay, maybe I should be holding Chainlink, and I could hold it on multiple chains. And also Chainlink is helping bridge the gap between the traditional financial rails and the crypto space and going into the cryptoverse, going on chain. Man, this is starting to help build up a bag, isn't it? But like we said before, we want to keep it simple. We want to have like 10 coins. Like if you can have 10 coins, that'll help you sleep at night. And then literally just from doing this, I could build a pretty solid bag. Be like, okay, Bitcoin and Ethereum are obviously the top dogs. They're gonna be around for a while, and it seems like it's apparent that that's what's going to be used in the future. We have some competitive chains like Solana, Sui, Sei, Tron, whatever. You can be down the XRP line, think. Inverse perpetuals, thought you learned from last time. Absolutely not. I'm never going to learn my lesson. No. I just had I told you guys that I was going to get into a trade, and I just wanted to be patient, and that I'm not going to FOMO. I'm just going to try and get into a good entry and see what happens. This time, I can't lose. Emmanuel, look at me. Look at me in the eyes. I can't lose now because I protected my trade and I did my proper risk management. Okay. I took profits, 120 in Bitcoin in profits. I'm still 158% up in profit. I can move my I can move my take profit in profit right here if I want to. I can hit a stop loss at a break even, which it's set at right now, and I'll be okay. I'll be okay. What's different this time is that I'm not going to jump right back into the market or try and retrade this 120. I'm just going to chill. That's the difference. The difference is I'm gonna not gonna lose the money, Emmanuel. That's the difference. And the difference is that I set my stop losses, I've taken profits, and I'm using my strategy. That's the difference. Before, I was being an idiot and had none of those set. I had no strategy. I was not using any of my rules. I completely chucked my rule book out the window, and that's why you lose. When you don't follow your rules, you're a 95% chance you're going to get destroyed. But when I know I've used my rules and followed my risk management strategy, it works. And it's just being consistent with it. That's all. You have to keep clicking. If you just quit because every time that you just like, I guess I can't figure it out. No, you got to keep going. Keep clicking. Keep trying to figure it out because, damn it, it takes a little bit. It's not going to happen overnight. You might have to be that type of person where you have to get smacked so many times, but then finally something clicks. And luckily, crypto is that type of place where you can get smacked about 100 million different times, and then the one time where you finally figure it out is enough, because crypto's crazy like that it rewards you and just replenishes all the losses, because you were able to still keep clicking and be the last survivor. It's like the Alex Hormozy setup here is: wealth is made during the hard times because the largest percentage of the market transfers to the few left standing. If you can be one of the last people standing in this market with all the other billionaires that have been flying and throwing their money at this industry, if you can be the, quote, small fry that was investing now, and you can last and be one of the few standing, we will be rewarded. 100%. We will be. I think, truly, I really think this. I think the cycles are changing. I think the cycles are not going to be 4 years anymore. There's going to be very much a long, extended bull market cycle here because of the escape velocity of the nature of what is happening with the dollar and where the money's going and how things are just eventually just going to be priced in Bitcoin. When people like Da Vinci, who have been studying this damn thing for so long and was able to actually hold that Bitcoin through the volatile times before it was even past $1, and they're saying that it's going to be the money. It will be the money. And we're, as the small fries out here, and the shrimps or the dolphins or the fish, we're being convinced that Bitcoin's only for the rich people. Bitcoin's only for institutions. You're not going to make money with Bitcoin. What the hell are you talking about? You're going to try and convince me and other people that Bitcoin is too expensive and it's just for the rich people? Whilst it's literally going to be the thing that we have to spend, and we're going to be literally spending it, and you were told that you don't need it. Hilarious. It's too expensive, so buy altcoins so then you can literally lose sleep at night and hair that when volatility eventually does happen, you weren't quick enough. So that's why people that have been in the cycles before, they know that you hold pretty much like 70% Bitcoin, 80% Bitcoin, and you have 20% in the alts. Because just in case the alts take a massive plunge and whatever project you thought was going to moon didn't moon, then it was only 20% of your portfolio. Thanks, guys, for destroying the like button. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the people tuning in. Thanks for all the X people. Thanks for all the people tuned on X. You're lurking because you haven't chatted. You're not saying anything. That's okay. Lurking hard. Want to give a shout out to the partners of the channel, OURBIT and PHEMEX. Again, we want to show you the links in the description. Is the best way you can directly support the channel. Right here. And we want to remind you guys that the Bitcoin conference is literally right around the corner. And the Whale Pass bundle is sold out, but if you still want to go, you want to get a Bitcoin Week Pass. It has the after party bundle in it, and then also we got the Nakamoto Pass, the Industry Pass, and the Festival Pass. This is your opportunity to snatch up some of these tickets, and why not use my link to order your tickets if you haven't done so far. Okay, so all right, yes. Now I like seeing comments like this. This is where I need the X people coming in and adding to the conversation. We need to be adding to this conversation here. Pulse Chain is going to flip Solana. Steve Randall said, great show. I've missed you, buddy. Glad you are still here, stronger than ever. Hey, I am glad I'm here as well, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being encouraging, being a good guy. And I'm glad you're doing well. Seems like you're doing well and living happy and living large in Texas, because everything is bigger in Texas, right? But yeah, Anon said Pulse Chain is going to flip Solana. It's possible. It's possible. If you think about Pulse Chain, they don't report the market cap, the true market cap. And actually, if they were to report the real market cap of Pulse Chain on CoinMarketCap, that means it would be getting very much close to, it would be above Cardano, because technically it's like, I think, yeah, it would be above Avalanche. It'd be above Chainlink. I think it would even be above Sui. I think it'd be right around here. It'd be literally almost in the top 10. So it's pretty interesting how that they just don't even have it. They're just not even here. It's not even the, you know where they put it? If you type in Pulse Chain on CoinMarketCap, this is what's hilarious. This is why I kind of like CoinMarketCap in that regard. But guess what? Guess who owns CoinMarketCap? Binance. Yeah. And guess who suppresses the Solana price? Binance. Guess who has a blockchain and an exchange? Binance. It's called BNB. Guess who wants their token to do better than everyone else's in competition and then do insider trading to make Pulse Chain not even on the freaking list and then also suppress Solana? Binance. So what the hell is going on, my friends? What is happening? It's called gatekeeping. Why is there this massive gatekeeping happening? So yeah, Pulse Chain is listed as being in the 5,530 spot, like where like the low cap memes are, which is ridiculous. So I think we should all contact CoinMarketCap and be like, why are you not reporting the real market cap and supply of Pulse Chain? Like, for real, like, why? What's the reason? You're reporting market caps for meme coins that just launched like in 2 days, and then just because they get listed on Binance, then they get put in the top, top 3 page. Ridiculous. I think it's an utter scam. I think that's if anything is a scam, it's that. The way that the people who control the information throughput of where we get our aggregate, they're gatekeeping stuff, and they want you to see these. They want you to see certain stuff. It's almost like it's almost just like programming how TV is where they want you to see stuff. I think they already did. They already passed the stablecoin legislation. They passed it yesterday or whenever. It was just a few days ago. They passed it on Monday, 66 to 28 or 32 or 66 to 33 it passed. And what it entails, we'll go to our short real quick because we posted about it. Where is the stablecoin? I think it's this. You remember Cynthia Lummis was saying the roadmap is to get stablecoin legislation through and get it to where like businesses and banks and people can start to get familiar with the stablecoin economy. And then once that's settled, then we can start going into how states can start to have Bitcoin or whatever, or an altcoin basket ETF of things that they would like to have as a reserve or whatever it may be. Because this eventually we'll be just transacting in the stable coins through Apple Pay and through everything, it'll be seamless. This is when it's going to blown like go full escape velocity with mainstream adopting crypto without, you remember. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So we have a historic bill that was just passed in the United States called the Genius Act. It's all centered around stablecoin regulations and given a better framework for the United States and the states herein to be able to work with stablecoins. Now, why is this important? Well, when we go into stablecoins, which is a digital dollar that's pegged to assets like the US dollar. Some stablecoins are even pegged to gold. And so what this is going to do is bring up the conversation of which chains these stablecoins are going to be minted on. So that's very important. So when we look at what chains are being used right now by institutions, the top ones being Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, Solana, and other prominent choices. These are some of the top, and you can see the other networks that also get mentioned. But we're actually going to go to DeFi Llama real quick. I'm going to show you, if you go to DeFiLlama.com and then you click on stables. So you go to chains and then you click on the stables, it's going to bring up the list for the highest amount of liquidity that's being minted in terms of stables on which chain. So we see Ethereum being the #1 spot, and then we see Tron, Solana, Binance Smart Chain, Binance. We have Base, we have Arbitrum, Polygon, Avalanche, Aptos, and Sui being in the top 10. So this is what's really important right now, guys, is to see where these stable coins are actually going to be minted and which chain is going to be kind of the de facto chain or chains that are going to be issuing massive amounts of liquidity through these stables, which I think can eventually pump the prices of these particular coins. That's why it's so important. All right. So yeah, so that's kind of my take on the whole stablecoin thing and why I think it's going to pump our bags. I think the stablecoins will pump our bags, and the reason is it's the total value locked, the value going into these chains, and we just need to be holding those native tokens. And I mean, this could be an easy list or an easy way that you can say, all right, you know, we know that Bitcoin is becoming that store of value and potentially will be the like payment rail settlement layer on, you know, for all financial settlements, for POS systems, transactions, you know, state to state transactions, you know, country to country trade, and just all this stuff. I mean, it's good. That is what is going to be coming down the pipe. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna hold some Bitcoin, and then you look at what chains are just going to have the highest stable coin minted on the chain, and then that brings up Solana, Tron, you got Binance Smart Chain, you got Arbitrum, Sui, Avalanche, Aptos, and that's just like the top 10, but then you can go down and look at the other ones that are in the top. You could say the top 20 is a pretty decent list. You have Optimism, you got OpNet, OpMainNet, then you have, which is helps base chain. So Optimism is just basically like Base is a fork of Optimism, and then you have Kronos, which is a part of it's a chain. So then, but Kronos is affiliated with Crypto.com. Then you got all the stuff with the partnerships with Crypto.com that with FIFA. FIFA is going to be in the United States. So then you could connect all the dots. You're like, oh my gosh. So then this is how I'm establishing my portfolio. Like I'm holding Kronos. I might hold a little bit of Optimism because of the fact that they're helping Base. And then Polygon, I've just always liked Polygon. I think Polygon's a great ecosystem. It's got the most active addresses, and it has some of the highest TVL and stables minted on the chain. So they're still building. They survived through the bear market. I think that's a great token. Then Sonic, rebranded from Phantom, and now is Sonic, has a good TVL as well, and also a lot of stables coming into the pipe. Little less than the ones in the top 10, but still, I think a solid pick. Bear Chain is super bullish, ticker Bitcoin. They have their own full ecosystem where they have yield and different things that you can do with pools and farming, and also bridging tokens over into Berachain. And the stable, and what's interesting is that the total value locked on this one is super high, getting up close to projects like Aptos that have been out a lot longer than what Berachain has done. So it looks like the interest in Berachain as being one of those tokens that could be a lower market cap pick. And then you got Avalanche. Avalanche is playing off of multiple narratives. Avalanche is playing off of gaming, institutional finance, DeFi. They're kind of in every sector. So Avalanche is like, if you want to like get exposure to multiple different narratives playing out right now in the uptrend, AVAX is a great buy. And then look, Stables, 1.8 billion. So it's being used as a stable mentor as well. SUI, same deal, multiple narratives, institutional play, SUI Foundation, SUI Gaming, just tons. We think SUI could go to, I think, peak right, in this run, Bitcoin at 120, 150,000. I think SUI could be at between $10 to $15. Stables, 1.3 billion. Arbitrum has been really crushing it in terms of active addresses and being a chain to have stables, being 2.5 billion. So that's doing really well. Then we know about Base being Coinbase's layer 2 blockchain for, of Ethereum. And the only thing with Base is that the transactions per second is not going to compete with anything that is happening in terms of what Solana can do or what SUI can do or Avalanche. Avalanche has proven that its transactions per second can hold and handle ecosystems like off the grid, which is the games. Solana can handle the transaction throughput. They have games, massive games that are being developed on their platform. The Trump meme coin was minted on Solana. It's being stress tested. They have a mobile device. That now they're getting into possibly having a gaming device just like SUI does. It's just like, oh my gosh, guys! Just from these tokens alone, we're still massively early, and you can see how much value is coming into these things, especially in the terms of the month, like how much these have changed over the past month, where we've gotten 32% into Tron in the past month in terms of value, Solana 27%, Ethereum 40%. So it's just looking really good. It really is looking good. Yeah, Steve Randall Jr. is right. Gaming and AI is going to crush it. It really is. Like it's going to be a separate run. We've been saying this, like obviously Bitcoin carries the market, ETH carries the market in terms of alts, and if we're going to have an alt season, but we got to remember that gaming, if you grew up in the 90s, if you maybe like were like an 80s baby as well, and you got right into you were right on the jump of of playing old NES and going from there to then progressing into the Super Nintendo, going into, going up bit by bit basically in the industry, and then finally getting into how the 90s, the PlayStation craze came, how Microsoft and PlayStation were competing, Nintendo, all this competition built FOMO around the entire industry, and so much money went into gaming. And you got to remember what were kids asking for primarily for their parents to buy and spend their money on, and when it came to entertainment, it's video games. It's mainly entertainment based. A lot of it being buying a system, buying a device, buying games. And now that we've gone and transitioned out of all of the stuff that's been physical media and now more going into digital marketplaces, and having the physical device be the mechanism and the catalyst to get people to play the games, which is on the marketplaces. The marketplaces are then ran on chain and have digital ownership now through the NFTs, and everything has been just a test market for the entertainment industry, which is usually what drives the liquidity of people spending their money on stuff. And then once the Fed lowers the interest rates and we can actually spend money, people are just going to get more in debt. That's what people do. Like, think about when we get money, we usually we spend it, and we like to spend. When we get money, we spend it. So That is what is going to happen. They're just going to inject money more into the economy so that we can stimulate it, spend it, and then what's really going to happen here is we're going to see that transition into all of this into this industry, and there's going to be this completely new capital market that's all ran on chain. And I just hope that you guys are here and don't get shaken out of this niche market called crypto. You're being convinced that it's niche and you're in crypto, so volatile. Oh, I hope you're okay. And it's like, yeah, I'll be okay, bro. I'll be all right. I'll be just fine. I'll be just fine. The fact that you don't know the price of Bitcoin, I'll be just fine. Don't worry. If I say Solana and you don't even know what Solana is, I'll be just fine. But this is why we have a channel, because we would like people to know this. Like, we'd like, if someone were to have watched this whole live stream, being a person that wants to get into crypto, I think I broke down things pretty well for someone who's new to be like, well, okay, I guess I need to focus on 10 projects, look at some that are in the top that are obviously performing well, and then maybe I can use 20% of allocation of my portfolio to speculate into lower market cap stuff that could potentially make more than what I would if I were just investing into Bitcoin or the top caps. And zoom out. Yeah, Steve Randall makes a good point. We're in the flip phone stages of crypto. Yeah, pretty much. You would think with all of the signaling from the president saying we want the United States to be the crypto capital of the world and then launch a meme coin, you would think that retail would be flooding to try and like throw whatever to like go in debt to buy crypto. But it's not really, that's not like what's happening right now. It's just the institutions are buying up early, and retail will like finally be like, oh, they'll wake up at like when it's like over 200,000, and they'll go, oh, it looks good. Oh, it looks good to buy now. All the while at like all at 100K, all during these prices, all at 73K, they're like, well, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And then they're like, oh, it looks good now. It looks real good. Looks great at 250. And at 250, we're like, sell. We're like, we tried to tell you this entire time. Guys, we're breaking all-time highs, baby. Let's go. Let's keep it pumping. Let's keep it pumping, baby. Let's do it. We're in the flip phone stages of crypto. That's how I'm going to keep saying that, Steve. We're in the flip phone stages, baby. We're about to flip this phone on its head. We're about to go double screen Bitcoin machine. Wow. Bitcoin is going. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's rock this joint. Look at that. Oh, it's going right to it. It is just eyeing this level. It's eyeing it. I wanted it so bad. Let's go. Come on, guys. Smash up the like button right now. We are breaking all-time highs. If you haven't hit the like button yet, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing right now? If you're driving, pull over. If you're driving, pull over. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at it just yet, because it'll make you swerve. It's the Bitcoin is just about to explode right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is going to make the alts, like what is happening with the alts right now? I'm very curious. The alts are probably reacting very much so. So let's see. Let's see what's actually, okay. Brett, see, every time Bitcoin really starts to go, these are the coins I see that pump always. These coins always pump the most when Bitcoin starts to pump. Pepe, Pingu, and actually Ordi too. Yeah, Ordi's like coming back. We got Brett, Zeus, and Bonk. Those always pump really fast and hard. Floki, ticker Bitcoin. Man. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, honestly, I really do think I think the Pingu brand is just gonna dominate. I mean, it makes so much sense. And look, I mean, the price too. Like it had a really nice fair airdrop. They did the airdrop better than anyone has ever done any airdrop ever, and it's getting back up to where and you got to think like it did it during the worst time, which was like at the peak of the market. Okay, so it basically did the airdrop during the peak of the market. And, that was kind of the this is what everything did. But now that it's given back up, it's really, I think it's solidifying itself that, I mean, this thing is going to be I think it's a long-term hold. I think Pudgy Penguins will be a long-term hold, like going into the dollar ranges. Like, I mean, imagine, this thing is like a children's, like people, like kids that are in like, between 5 and 10 years old will remember Pudgies almost like characters that we grew up remembering. So I think Pudgies could be a massive success. And think Solana, and just think, and then it's trading like how it's trading, and then it's got all that brand juice behind it. And then Solana goes to $1,000. I mean, this thing's gonna fly. I mean, this thing could easily get past 7 cents. I mean, give me a break. We just got to make sure the tokenomics kind of fulfill, that prospect. You gotta make sure like that all that kind of lines up. Is the supply something that can be sustained like that? Is all of the supply out? Can the supply, is that the max supply? Okay, no. So max supply, I don't know. Total supply right now is 88 billion Pingu, but there's 62 billion Pingu circulating right now. Yeah, can I have some supply of that? Yeah, I know. Honestly, I need to, so how I want to build up my Solana bag, like if I were to like build up a bag of Solana stuff, I would have Solana, I would have Pingu, I would probably have some Trump coin. You could hold Chainlink on Solana as well. That's what's great. Like you could hold Chainlink on Polygon, Solana. Render is also a really great token that you could hold liquid on Solana. And Render, I think, might be one of the best performing AI coins in the AI run. Bonk, I think, is still a great option. Jupiter and Radium and Orca are my DEX picks. So those would be the DEX picks. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. And I think for memes, if you want to go like low cap memes that aren't up in the high market caps of what like say Mew or PopCat and like Mooding, I think Ponky is still could have a chance. Ponky did follow Sol really well when it's been pumping, so that's the reason why we ended up kind of thinking, okay, Ponky should have a chance to at least get back up to where when Solana was pumping. We compared the price. We've put Solana along with Ponky and Bonk, and I think we did. What else did we do that with? Dog with Hat. I think it even do. Was performing very, very well when Solana was crushing up into the all-time highs. So as a low cap, this could be as an option as well. So that's how I would build up my Solana bag. Look for the DEX tokens. You want to look for high volume, high revenue generating dexes. So we got Jupiter, Radium, and Orca. There you go. Super easy, three dex pick. And then you can interchange your memes. Like you could be bullish Popcat or bullish Dog with Hat, whatever, Fart Coin. You could be in the Fart Coin camp, whatever. But as long as you have some fundamental projects that are on Sol, but then also the memes and then Sol itself. So that's how you would build up a Sol portfolio. That's how I would, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So what I mentioned is how I'm building up a Sol portfolio. Try and get as much Sol as I can. Maybe hold some chain link on Sol, Trump, Render, Bonk, Jupiter, Orca, Radium, Pingu, Ponky, and that's pretty much it. That's what I would do. And I recommend holding it on chain. You don't have to hold these things on exchanges. You can trade them and stuff. And maybe if you want to even buy them spot on exchanges, you totally can, because you get rewards. So for instance, if you want to buy these, all of this stuff, you can buy it on PHEMEX and on OURBIT using my link. And then you can send them out to your exchanges or send them out to your wallets. And it's actually good if you've never done that before and you're new. You should test out downloading both of these exchanges, downloading a Phantom wallet or a Solflare wallet, whatever wallet you want, and a MetaMask or a Rabby wallet, whatever, Trust wallet, whatever is your favorite pick or whatever. Just download all this stuff and then start sending in between the networks. Learn how to use the networks, and this is what you need to be doing right now. If you're not doing this, then you're doing it wrong. You have to experiment. You have to go into the ecosystems. You have to use it. People talk themselves out of getting into crypto or using crypto because they're like, well, I don't understand it, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, you don't have to. It's like, do you understand every mechanism of how a car works? Can you put a car together from start to finish? No. Can you drive it though? Yes, you can drive the car, but you don't need to know how to build one. It's like, that's what I feel like people talk themselves out of crypto, talk themselves out of Bitcoin. Download a Bitcoin wallet. Stop asking so many damn questions and use the fucking market. Get in it. It's like, what? That's what, people will talk themselves out of crap all day. All day they'll talk themselves out. I'm like, have you even tried to download a Bitcoin wallet? Have you sent a transaction? All the people that talk crap about crypto and say it's a scam or it's not real or it's based on nothing. They've never sent a transaction. They've never downloaded a wallet. Woo! Oh my gosh, yeah, Bitcoin is really eyeing these levels right now. Oh my gosh. So this is what I want to. Yeah, the Bears are getting good. The Bears are going to get wrecked. Yeah, the Bears are getting wrecked completely because their 100x trades and their 50x leveraged short trades are going to get completely destroyed at. Oh yeah. Oh, they're getting wiped right now. They're getting cleaned. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, because there's way more 25x leverage on the short side than there is on the long side if you look at the ratio here. Got a lot of confident short traders. About to get completely knees chopped out. Good. I want the Bears completely sliced. I want them sliced. I want them roasted. I want all the Bears roasted. You're part of the problem. Don't be so much of a bear in an uptrend and let the exchanges and the market makers go favor the Bears. The Bulls are in control right now, and it's time. It's time. It's time for liftoff. Because when the Bulls start running, there's no stopping it. Yeah, I want the bear meat where are the bears that were eating the sweet blueberries from their short profits? It's called bear hunting season, and they were eating all the blueberries. They thought they could eat all the blueberries they want. But now we're going to eat their tasty blueberry meat. Yeah, can we play that? I just want to play that. I don't even care if we get copyright strike. We got to play that right now. Oh, hold on. What is that? All right. Wow. Bow wow. Woo! Man. Love it. I'd love to just play that whole song, but yeah, I already probably got copyright strike just from that. That's a great song. And then also Take the Power Back. I love that song. We gotta take the power back. We got to take the power back, guys. Well, we can do it. Yeah, just be prepared, though, for volatility right now, man. We're just sitting at all-time highs. We're literally sitting at all-time highs right now, and we're just wicking around. We're just look, or not even wicked. This is the major candle. This is a major candle compared to what we had for all-time highs on this particular run. These were just scam candles that got us there. We just ran up real quick and we crashed real fast. I mean, really fast, okay? But look at this. What do we do with this? What do we do with this, my friends? Because this is getting crazy. This is getting a little crazy. That's what we're eyeing right there. That's the target. 120,000 Bitcoin. Now, something that we would like to do, go. Moonman Alpha says, scared to open a long position now. The FOMO is real. I know. That's why I did it yesterday, guys. That is why, because I felt it. Sometimes you can trust your instincts. I felt in my bones that I was going to be pissed that I didn't have any trades open before this springboards off. And so that's why I opened the trade, and I'm really happy that I did, because now I got something to work with here. I got something to work with. But remember, there's always an opportunity. These candles, you can see, look, they're not all green. They're not all red. They're green and red. It goes up and it goes down, and it goes up by 1%, 2%, 0.5%. So look, 1% down. If you're able to catch an entry on a 1% going down, sweet. You see the support, and then okay, cool. You see the support. That's another opportunity to go 3%. I'm on the 15-minute chart. That means in multiple times over the past, hour and a half, I mean, you've had levels to get 3% moves, 1% moves, 3%, 1%, whatever. So there will be opportunities. I would say, if anything, we gotta wait and see how much more we're gonna crush through this candle, because the next level that we're trying to hit, Moonman Alpha, is 111,000. That's a fib level. That is, I think, being respected here, is the 111,000 fib level, where it's a potential we hit that, and then we could just retrace back down into where we just blasted off through support 106. So 109, if we go to 111, we're just gonna have to see from there. So, but right now, you can see an established range of support and resistance. So we have support, resistance, 109 resistance, an entry of support as well right here. So you got there, you got there. And then you also have it right here. So an entry of a range, you got a possible entry at 108, and then also if it breaks down more, you can see where we have 107 as a support level. So it just depends. We could hit here and bounce, and you can see now that it's establishing a kind of a range here. We went up, resistance, hit it again, and now we're going to probably we could test right back down, and we don't know if it's going to try and crush it again, or it's just going to go back down into this support level. So we just have to wait. So sometimes the best trade is no trade just yet, because then you could set, and you could also set a limit. You could set a limit order. You know how you would do that. Say you're on PHEMEX or you're on OURBIT, doesn't matter which one you're on. You say, you're on OURBIT and you're like, all right, I see a potential for on Bitcoin, on ticker Bitcoin, where you're like, if it breaks down on the Bollinger Band here on the 1 hour, we see where we had support here and here, right here and right here. You could set a limit order right at 7 cents, 7.3. Set a limit right here. You can copy price, right click on the screen, copy price, limit, go in right there, and then set your amount, whatever you want to do, and then you can open long, and then you could be potentially catching the exact bottom right here. Now, if the trade starts to fly and it starts to go and it starts to go, and you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, then then you're just gonna do what most people do, is you're gonna try and chase. You're gonna try and trail that price. You're gonna be chasing it. But if it's in an uptrend, it's just going up and up and up. That means whatever entry you get, you got to be quick, and you got to know that, like, hey, this thing might start running, but then it could fall back down really fast. So when you get that entry and it starts to go up, and then look, your entry's up now. Now your entry's up. Okay. Then you want to set your you want to set your stop loss super tight. So set it super tight, because it's potential, that it can reverse on you. And then say it does that, where it goes down to that level where you did have a limit order. Now you have the liquidity to actually do it. And you can then say, okay, so if I FOMO'd in, I got stopped out, and now it looks like it could be going to that next level. You set the limit, set the price, see where price was supported previously, and then it can potentially catch a limit right there, Just using ticker Bitcoin as an example. So, yeah, what I would like to do is I want to get into into another inverse perpetual altcoin trade, but I don't know which one I'd like to do, and I'm thinking AVAX. I think AVAX would be the choice. I think AVAX right now is sitting at some really sweet levels and could be just eyeing its 200-day moving average, which is at $29. So from here, and it's in a really nice uptrend right now, could touch that. I'm going to call it a golden zone, that $33 right there, that 33, woo, looking sweet. So I would like to see AVAX at 33. We're sitting at really good support right now, too. If you think about it, from here to here, looking really good. That type of run could potentially happen right in this spot. And so that's an inverse perpetual you'd want to have open, because that is a 41% move to the upside. And then you have AVAX then at 33 and at your average buy-in collateraled $23, and then we're riding this baby up through altcoin season, breaking all-time highs. And remember, AVAX actually broke all-time highs at $150, which is wild. So getting AVAX at $23 and at its peak was $129, and we explained that AVAX is one of the top chains and stables, and also active addresses, and also Bridge TVL and DeFi TVL. I mean, what are we waiting for here? So we're just going to do this live on stream right now. How about that? So we made some profits in Bitcoin from that trade, and we want to market sell some of this Bitcoin, just $20 of it. We're not gonna do a lot of it. So available balance. Okay, so we need to go to a converter real quick so we don't. It's like 0001 or 569. Okay, so 0.0019. Copy that, and we're going to transfer exactly that amount to the spot account from the futures account. And then now we have that amount of Bitcoin that we could sell, which would be max sell $20. So we're going to max market sell that. And okay. And then now we're going to go to AVAX. Why did it just do that? What the heck? No. Come on. My computer is lagging really bad. Stop it. Dang it. Okay. Why? Okay, cool. All right, so now we're in spot. We're going to go AVAX. We got AVAX. You can buy AVAX with USDC, but you can't. Oh, I was going to say, can't buy with USDT? Yes, you can. Okay, so you go to the USDT. I got USDT here. We're going to market buy AVAX. We're going to buy that AVAX. Okay. And now we're going to go back to futures and go to coin M perpetuals. Now We're gonna go to the coin in Perpetual. We're gonna click on AVAX. Now we're gonna transfer AVAX from the spot account that we just bought. So basically about 1 AVAX, and we're gonna look at the chart. We're gonna analyze the chart. We're not gonna jump into a trade all willy-nilly just yet, because we see that we just hit a bit of a peak at 23. We broke down, so that's good. We're in a good spot to where we could potentially get a good entry from where we just were, and it's all, but like, look, it's relative to what's happening with Bitcoin and actually the market right now, if we're continuing this run, this momentum. Go to the like looking at the 5 minute on Bitcoin, like 5 minute looking bullish. Are we still running? We still running? Because look, you know, we get 5 minute rundown on Bitcoin. We get this, then we need to wait. Then we need to wait on the AVAX trade, because then on the 5 minute, we could be running down into this moving average right here. Could also run right back down to where we just popped off right here on the support level. So we want to wait a little bit, because if we can get a decent entry, we're going to be able to do some damage here. So look, 23, just exactly 23 looks pretty good. We could limit that. And because of the nature of, we think that if we can get a decent entry, we're going to we're kind of doing degening leverage here. So that's the level that we're looking for right there. And if it doesn't, it could get close. Maybe it gets here and then it starts to bounce. Then we can chase it. No big deal. But if we can get a limit smack right into there, boom, then that'll be a nice little trade. But that's how you would do an inverse perpetuals using AVAX. But it's looking like on the 5 minute, we are getting volume and we are going, and which means that the alts can continue. And that could be a good entry level right here as well. So it's hard to tell, either there or there, because we could continue the move. we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get as close of a tight entry as we can. We see the volume coming in. The volume's in. But we really appreciate you guys for tuning in today. If you've had some fun, make sure you let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section of the live stream. Also, reshare this, repost it, whatever you got to do. Shout out to all the people watching on X. Yeah, I think it's starting to move. It looks like it's starting to move. We really wanted to start going escape velocity, because if we can really start to break up to 111,000 right now, then yeah, the alts are just gonna they will react very well. But all right, I'll leave you guys to it. The fear and greed index is we're in greed. We're in greed. We looked at it just a little bit ago. We'll look at it again. Yeah, fear and greed right now is at 69. Yeah, fear and greed index 69. Oh, what? Uh-oh. I heard that. I was like, oh no, I don't know if I wanted that entry. Well, that might have been a good entry, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't want to catch a falling knife, but that might have been the sweet one. Oh no. Oh man, look at that. Ah! gosh. Please be the bounce point. Please be the bounce point. Holy moly. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's see how this plays out, guys. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Woo. We probably were more right on the side of that actually going right to that level, which is exactly where the liquidation level is. Jeez. All right. Scariness. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Hit the like button on the way out, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Peace out.